Hey guys, welcome back to the Style Word. It is San here. Welcome if you are new. So glad to have you all. Today's video, as you guys know, if you've been here with me for a while, but if you're new, the Style Word is about life plus style. So I don't just share material that is style related, but also life related regarding what I do on an everyday basis. And relating to life stuff. And that also includes my life talk. So that's what today's video is about. It's a life talk video where I'm going to share with you 10 2020 perspectives to have in order to shape a strong and healthy mindset. And these perspectives that I'm going to share are some you've probably heard before, some are my own, in my own way of putting things. And it's not to say that, as I share these things, that I've got it all together, and I am some expert of it. I'm just sharing with you the things that I know that have worked for me over the years that really helped me through some tough times. So I just want to kind of give you some more tools in your toolbox to be able to handle life and as it comes, whether good or bad. Because as you guys know, life is not always a bed of roses. It's not always peaches and creams. There are those really tough and challenging days, and if you have the right tool in your toolbox, you'll be able to handle yourself appropriately and effectively in order to get over the humps of life. All right, so without any further delay, let's begin. Number one of those of those 10 perspectives is, where there's a will, there's a way. As long as you don't give up, as long as you don't surrender yourself to a mindset of defeat, of having no hope, of despair, you will be able to find a way. A way will be made, even if it's not one in which you're able to create for yourself. The power, the source of this universe, our creator, will find a way to make a way for you, for whatever it is that you need to overcome, for you to overcome it. So as long as you don't surrender your will to go on, your will to fight, your will to fight for what is right, guys, there's nothing, let me just be clear, there's nothing wrong with surrendering. However, to the right things. However, do not fail to fight for what is right, okay? What will serve you best. If it's going to take you higher and make you a better person, then by all means, go for it, okay? That's the most important thing. Fight for what you want. Stand your ground type of thing. Don't give up your willpower, because it's the same, when you give in, when you surrender your will, you also surrender your power. Willpower, the word, they go together for a reason. So when you surrender your will, you're also surrendering your power to overcome, your power to rise higher, your power to stand firmly in that which you believe and know. So as long as you don't surrender your will, you're not surrendering your power. And where there is a will, you're willing to do whatever it takes to overcome a challenging situation, a way will be made. So if you keep that in mind as you go throughout your day-to-day life, you will always be in a more optimistic point of view than not. Number two, there's always another way to do anything, as I like to put it. So yes, so even when your back may be up against the wall, you may be feeling like, oh, this is the end of the road, this is the end of the life. Never allow yourself to get into that mindset, because that is how despair and depression and defeat will settle in. The three deadly D's, I'll call them: despair, defeat, depression. Okay, and you wind up, you wind up feeling like there's no out, when there is. You just need to have a different perspective, look a little differently, think differently in order to find a way. Okay, there's always another way to do anything. As it's long been said, even the word impossible says I'm possible. So there is a way. You're just not seeing it in the moment. Just dive a little bit deeper. Just think a little bit more. See a little bit more clearly, and you will realize that there is another way. Number 3, one thing at a time, one day at a time. Okay? And some of these can also serve as mantras. I don't know if you guys know, have ever heard of or used mantras. You probably have. And they're just like power statements to help you shape your mindset, to help get your thinking in the right direction that you want your life to go, and that you focus on throughout any given day. So one thing at a time, one day at a time. And I find that works so well in the sense that you won't get stressed out. Okay, when we try to take on too many things, we overwhelm ourselves and wind up quitting, instead of sticking to whatever it is that we need to do in order to bring about our desired result for that particular endeavor, whatever it is. And so one day at a time, one thing at a time, one day at a time, knowing that these things takes time. Okay, it is not an overnight thing. Nothing good ever is. And if it does, it never will last long. So good things takes time. And so you have to be patient with yourself. Be patient with the process. So that's super important. Just keep that in mind. One thing at a time, one day at a time. Remember, it takes focus on a singular thing. And I think someone even broke down, acronize the word focus. Finish one course until successful, or something of the sort. And when you do that, as I said, what you think about often and more, you'll manifest. You'll get more of it. You'll draw that thing, very thought, onto yourself. And whatever you need to make that happen will begin to shift in your favor. So make sure that you're doing one thing at a time, one day at a time. Great way to alleviate stress. Great way to really micromanage your life so that it doesn't become overwhelming and thus stressful. Okay. Number 4, self-care is the ultimate healthcare, guys. Yes, you need that mindset, because you have to pour into yourself in order to be able to pour out in a wholesome way to others. Okay. So it's important to take care of your health, because without it, you can't do anything else. You won't be able to think right. The body will begin to malfunction. Your mind will begin to malfunction if you're not self-caring on various levels. Okay, self-caring is eating right, exercising, taking a break when you need to, unplugging from social media when you need to. Taking a vacation, that's also self-care. Reading a book that will help you to strengthen your mindset, to think differently. Drinking enough water each day. All of those things are super important for a well you. So without a well you can't have a well mind, and you can't do much of anything, if you're not taking care of yourself. So that's super important. Take the time, even as men, because I know that this whole self-care thing has been like garnered around like women only. No, men also, you need to take care of yourself. You need to also have a skincare routine. You need to also cleanse your face and exfoliate once a week, and make sure that you're doing it thoroughly. You learn the proper way to do things, because men like to be fast and furious, and they have little patience for things that are tedious. But these tedious tasks are important for your self-care, thus your overall well-being. So yes, take time to wash your hair properly when you're in the shower. Don't forget you have the back of your head also. There's a side of your head, and get everywhere, the edges and so on. Just being thorough with your self-care, being disciplined about it, and being thorough and doing it effectively is super important. Knowing how to wash yourself properly, super important. Because some men weren't taught that, even women. So this applies to anyone. So just learning the proper way to do something is super important, because otherwise you'll just wind up doing things half-assedly, and it's not gonna look good on you. It's gonna show up. It's gonna show that you're not truly taking care of yourself. Okay, if you're walking around with snot running down your nose, or some unsightly things hanging out from your nose, or you got earwax like hanging out your ears, and your fingernails are filthy and dirty, yes, please, that is a part of self-care. Okay, clean under your nails on a daily basis. When you wash your hands thoroughly. Take your time, clean under your nails, make sure you have clean nails. All of those things shows that you are self-caring, that you are taking pride in, and the time, setting the discipline in place on a daily basis to take care of yourself. Super important. It'll help you to be a much healthy person physically, mentally, emotionally, and just overall, guys. You'll just feel better about yourself. It'll also strengthen your self-confidence and the way in which you view yourself on a regular basis. Number 5, prioritize what makes you healthy, happy, and successful. I find that is to be it should be like it should be your number one thing written across your mirror somewhere, on your phone, set as a reminder, so it reminds you the first thing when you get up in the morning. Prioritize what makes you healthy, happy, and successful, because those things is what will keep you away from the drama, will keep you focused, keep you moving upward, and it will ensure that you are taking the steps necessary to bring about those 3 things in your life that are super important. Because without health, without happiness, without success, there's literally no foundation for you to stand on. So you're just at a weakened state of being, and you're susceptible for attacks and even breakdowns. So you want to make sure that you're prioritizing whatever it is that makes you healthy, happy, and successful. And as long as it's in a light of positivity, go for it. It's all good. All right, number 6, opinions are not facts, neither are they truths, therefore they don't have to become your reality. Okay, people tend to want to give their opinions about what someone does, what they should be doing, what you should look like, what you should wear, what type of hair you should have. If you're not fit into the standard set ways of what is considered beautiful, then you're not beautiful. And all of that is BS, guys. You don't need to follow suit to people's opinions, because again, they're not facts nor truth. They're just opinions. They're just someone else's beliefs and ideologies that they're projecting on other people, perhaps because of their own insecurities. So don't allow yourself to be defined by someone else's opinion of you. Shape your own thoughts, shape your own opinions, shape your own beliefs, or whatever it is that you want to formulate to cause you to live life in a healthy, wholesome, balanced way. That is super duper important. And when people want to give their negative opinions of you, you can just say, well, you know what? Thanks, but no thanks. It sounds like a personal problem, not of my own. And you just, shake it off and just keep on going. So yeah, definitely make sure that you understand that opinions are not facts nor truth. So you don't have to allow it to become your reality. You don't have to allow it to affect you and alter who you are inside and out. Because the minute you allow someone's opinions to get on the inside of you, that is room for destruction. Let me just say, they have now taken over control. They've now given over your power. You've given over your power to them, and now they are shaping what you think and thus what you do. And that's a dangerous position to be in. That's a very weakened position to be in. So never give over your power to anyone by taking to heart any opinionated views that they have of you. Know who you are and stand firmly in that knowing. Number 7, do the inner work first. So yes, work on your mind. So even with me sharing these things, these are ways in which you are going to strengthen your mind and make your mind a more healthy place to be. Okay, you live in your head, so you got to make sure it's a wonderful place to be. It's an awesome place to be. It is a beautiful place to be. Do the inner work. That's what it's going to take to bring about the changes in the outer world around you. And so work on your heart, work on your soul, work on your mind. And when you work on your heart, you work on your soul and also your mind. So make sure your heart is a beautiful place, because it really filters everything else from your mind to your soul, to your body. So as the quote was once put, it said that, I think it was by Roald Dahl, if I'm not mistaken, that when you think lovely thoughts, it shines out of your face like sunbeams. And that's so true. And so when you do the inner work, it'll show up on the outside. It will be made clear. It will be evident, okay, that you are working on yourself. Even if you're not where you want to be, you are certainly a work in progress. And that you are developing yourself from the inside out. That is when you're going to be standing on solid rock, that you know and understand where the source of all things comes from, is within you, from that deep connection, from doing the inner work, connecting with that higher source, that higher power, the universe, whatever you want to call that higher power that guides and leads us all in this and provides for us all in this universe. So that is super important. Do the inner work. Okay, if it means picking up a book and reading, learning a new way to think, that's part of doing the inner work. Okay, meditation, that helps to quiet the mind so you can be able to filter out the things that aren't important to get to the things that are, so you can find the answers in life that you need. Prayer is also another way in which you can do the inner work, because prayer works. It does. It's just the same as having faith. That's how you also do inner work. You test yourself. You say you want something, you want to achieve something, you make it known, you're taking the steps, and you're going to trust and have faith that it's going to work itself out, and that it will be made manifest. So do the inner work. Work on your mind, work on your heart, work on your soul, work on your emotions, to make sure that you are in control of your emotions and not your emotions being in control of you. So that's all a part of doing the inner work. Okay, expose yourself to different personalities, as unbearable ones. This is how you grow and develop. You can't be in a comfortable environment that is familiar to you and expect to do the inner work in order to grow and blossom and develop. Be amongst people who may tick you off, who may challenge you a bit, and find ways in which you can be able to be more in control of how you respond to them versus react to them. So that's super important. That's something I really need to work on even more for myself. So I have to be honest with you. I'm speaking to myself with that one, because there are some very intolerable, just unjust matters that occur in life that is unnerving and is just a no bueno for me. So yeah, that's something I also need to work on even more. Those things that trigger us to lash out at someone who was just quite offensive or violating or abusive. We just gotta stay calm, take a deep breath, and really think about how we want to approach responding rather than reacting to such challenging personalities. That's a nicer way to put it. All right, number 8, allow yourself to feel and express whatever it is you need to feel and express. Freedom of expression of whatever it is you're feeling is very therapeutic, guys. The worst thing you can do is go through life being a bag lady, carry or a bag, a person who carries around, that lugs around negativity with them all the days of their life. You walk around with a chip on your shoulder. You feel as though the whole world is against you, type of thing, and you walk around with this very negative mindset. So allow yourself to feel whatever it is you need to feel in the moment when it arises, because you want to let it go. And as long as you are not causing any physical harm to anyone, you're free to express your feelings, whatever it is you're feeling: upset, sad, angry, pissed, whatever the case may be. You're allowed to express it in whatever way works for you, that will allow you to release it and let it go. Because again, the worst thing you can do is walk around with all that negativity and bottling up, and you're like this volcano waiting to erupt. You know, you're like this walking time bomb sort of type of thing. So be free to express what and allow yourself to feel whatever you want to feel, and shortly thereafter, express it either via journaling, writing a poem. I mean, I know that worked for me when I was in high school, writing poetry about how I was feeling, and amazing, beautiful poems have came out of it all. You know, from heartbreak to just life and the beauty of life, but just expressing. And it's not just about expressing or feeling those happy, those sad moments in life, but also the happy ones. Allow yourself to feel it all. It's a part of your becoming. It's a part of your learning. It's a part of your unfolding and development on that personal level. So, and nobody should make you feel ashamed for expressing yourself or feeling those feelings and expressing yourself, because you know, our society has, you know, really conditioned people with the wrong ideology and belief that you're not to express yourself. You're supposed to be this, you know, this artificial robot who's well behaved, who don't get excited, who don't have strong emotions of upset or anger. We are human beings. If you are not in touch with your emotions, then there's something wrong, and that's truly a dangerous level, because then you're more of a monster than a man, than as in mankind. So you really need to be able to have heart, okay? And feeling the things you need to feel emotionally is a part of being human and having heart. And that's how we're able to have compassion and empathy one to another, because we do have those emotions. We do allow ourselves to have compassion and feel, and, you know, whatever it is we need to feel for self and others. And again, let it all go. Never hold on to the negativity, especially if those emotions are negative. You don't want to hold on to them. You want to find some way of release. And again, it could be a video. You could do a video and talk. You maybe feel courageous enough to be vulnerable and talk about it publicly, doing a video on your social platform. And or you may, again, as I stated, write in your journal or an essay, scream, yell, go for a walk, whatever you need to do. Go to the gym and punch the boxing bag, whatever you call it, the punching bag. I mean, you do whatever it takes to let off that steam in a non-violent way, meaning you're not harming yourself or anyone else in the process of that release. So, okay, let's move on. Number 9, and to go back on that, think about it this way. When you hold on to negativity, as the quote stated, it's like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies that wronged you, if it's a situation where you were wronged. So holding on to those negative emotions are in fact doing more harm to yourself than anyone else at all. So you're really hurting yourself, because again, emotions, thoughts, all become things. You know, they show up in our body in very imbalanced way, creates blockages within our auric field, and thus bring about also health issues. So very important there. Feel free to feel what you need to feel and express yourself in a very healthy, non-violent way. Number 9, water your own garden, okay? First and foremost. So in other words, love yourself, okay? Love yourself first and foremost, because that will keep you from going to looking for love elsewhere. You'll more times find yourself in successful relationships than not, okay? Because you have taken the time to spend with yourself to learn how to love yourself, and then therefore you are a wholesome being. You now know what you want and don't want. You know what you will accept and won't accept from anyone else, and even from yourself. You're setting the standard for yourself on how you treat yourself as well. Okay, I need to work out. I need not to sit here and stuff my face with junk food and pack it on pounds and or just being in a dormant state of being and just, getting unhealthier by each second of each day, then you're going to will yourself to get up, work out, throw out the junk and start doing your research and purchasing more healthy foods, fresh raw foods to put into your body, your precious temple, to ensure that you're healthy. So set the standard. Love yourself. You got to love yourself so that you're setting the stage, the scene for others to follow, in which you want to be treated, and you will not accept anything less than that. So that is super important. Water your own garden first and foremost, and not go out there looking for it from someone else, because your love comes from you first. Your happiness comes from you first and foremost. It's something that you develop and create within yourself and around yourself as an example for others to follow suit to. So yes, take care of you, give you the love that you want, and then you'll be able to find it. You'll be able to attract that to you easily. Number 10, you deserve the absolute best, okay? Not the crumbs off of, or the scraps off of people who hate you or just are selfish and don't want you to have anything good in life. There are those people out there, sadly. They're there. And sometimes what makes it even more sad is that they're supposed to be family. They're supposed to be people that you call family, that are blood, that you would expect love and support from, but instead they throw you hate and shade, all the days of your life, or since you've known them. But when it comes to that, know your worth. Knowing your worth will allow you to say, no, I will not accept whatever you think, whatever little thing you think I should have. I know what I'm deserving of, and I'm deserving of the absolute best, and that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going to give myself, despite whatever dirty hand they're trying to deal you to accept. Refuse to accept the crumbs of life off someone's plate. Refuse to be to take on their leftovers that they want to give to you. And know that you are worth so much more, and you deserve the absolute best, and you go for it. You give yourself that best, despite their views of you, despite their undermining of you, despite their devaluing of who you are, of your worth. Show them who you are, and they don't even have to accept it. You know what? As long as you accept it, as long as you know it, that's all that really matters, because eventually they'll come around to it when they realize that, they're not going to bully you into submission of settling for less. Reach for as the quote said, reach for the stars or something. At least you land among the moon, or the other way around. I can't remember. But aim high, folks. In other words, aim high, okay? Put yourself on that pedestal. Not in the sense that, I think I'm better than someone, but in the sense that I deserve the absolute best. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be joyous. I deserve to be at peace. I deserve to be able to buy whatever I need to buy and dress the way I want to dress. That makes me feel comfortable and make me feel, good about myself. That makes me look at myself in a very positive and optimistic light. And in that case, you also look at life that way as well. That you create the world around you, in and around you. Okay, because again, everything begins inside first and begins with self. You'll be able to create that world, that beautiful world, that world of value, of high value, of quality that you want for yourself, and not settle for the crumbs of those who hate you or those who are just selfish plate. And that's all there is. That's a wrap. I hope that these 10 perspectives will help you along the way in life, some way, somehow. When you hit a bump in the road, you can reflect on these, and I'll run through them again. That's just to close it off. In summary: 1, where there's a will, there's a way. 2, there's always another way to do anything. Number 3, one thing at a time, one day at a time. Number 4, self-care is the ultimate health care. Number 5, prioritize what makes you healthy, happy, and successful. Number 6, opinions are not facts nor truths, therefore they don't have to become your reality. Number 7, do the inner work first. Number 8, allow yourself to feel and express whatever it is you need to feel and express in a positive, nonviolent way. Number 9, water your own garden first. In other words, love yourself first. Number 10, you deserve the absolute best and not the crumbs off someone else's plate. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, I do appreciate your time here on the Style Ward. And as always, if you like what I share here, guys, just give it a thumbs up and also subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified whenever I post a new video. And yeah, thank you guys so much, and comment and share as well, and I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to go out there and enjoy this beautiful sunny Friday. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Ciao, adios, au revoir, goodbye my loves.